spend all your points. Thanks for tuning in, Xerox hands. And we'll start on the Knicks, so I'm ready. This is going to be a very tactical, interesting game, I think.
Need a weapon.
So we got Dan with the railgun spawn, straight onto heavy. He might even race around to Mega. No, he's just going to look for a free rail on it. RAISY knows that, so he's playing it very slowly here. And a nice little drop down from RAISY. Definitely Dan did not expect that. That does give him the light though, but it also gives RAISY the railgun. So Dan should go get the lightning gun here, but he wants to defend the rockets because he knows RAISY doesn't have those just yet. Here, you can hear it. Doesn't want to take too much damage. Yep, he can see he's just trying to defend this rocket launcher. He does hit a rail, but unfortunately he's lost position, taking too much time with this, and he's lost position on heavy. And that's going to give RAISY both items here. And Dan's going to try and push in aggressively without the stack though. LG on LG is probably not the best choice with a lower stack. He did do a lot of damage, and RAISY didn't use the orb, so he is going to have it on this refrag. Dan not choosing to use the invis either, so just feeling each other out at the moment. That was a little shaft on shaft battle. See who's got the bigger balls. And that will give Dan the heavy that damage in between that mega. So although RAISY's not gonna, he's actually gonna throw an orb on it. Nice play. And Dan did a little rail, cute rail after. It's probably not enough to feel strong on this mega. He's looking for another rail at least. And now that tri-bolt's gonna definitely send him home, and RAISY's gonna push in for a frag here if he can get it. Gonna see if he can figure out which way Dan's gonna move. And Dan was trying to be sneaky, but RAISY sort of figured out what he was doing.
Yeah, I wonder, can he get out of this? No, not alive. Good pressure from RAISY. Like there was no escape for Danda, and he also did not use his service.
Yeah, I feel like he put himself a little bit on the back foot with that start, but there's the orb. Yeah, nasty orb. Full damage orb. And Dan forced to use the invis there as well, Rob.
Yeah.
He's too vulnerable.
125 damage and out of the map. Bye-bye, then the king.
Nice LG damage from Dan. The shotgun not doing what it needed to for RAISY, and that will give Dan a frag, but you can see the spawn right now. RAISY's spawn in front of him, and that's the way Quake Champions go sometimes.
Yeah, especially on a map like this. If you know the spawns, you can even force them onto your opponent. Ooh, and then the king. Oh, the orb does not get taken. Wow, the heavy did get stolen. But
there was a very interesting couple of plays that happened then, and we'll just talk about it after this little skirmish. Hang on. Nice rail from Dan. So two things costed RAISY there. One, he didn't take the orb. The second thing was he rocket jumped up into Dan's rail, which sent him back down. So that really costed him in that fight and allowed Dan to get that frag. So he probably should have taken the orb if he could replay it again. Dan should know RAISY doesn't have a lightning gun here, and neither does Dan though. We still got plenty of time to work with, Rob.
Yeah, like only 3.5 minutes played. And like the start was definitely in RAISY's favor, but then the king yeah, has some momentum going. He is weak now. And yeah, RAISY is in a much better position to take this heavy. Then the king even goes for this light and let him have it freely. Oh, this is hurting him. Yeah, RAISY. Oh, yeah.
Straight into his rail.
Yeah. Like even with the first rail, he got he hurt himself the mega health and then even the frag.
And that felt like Dan got bullied into that play a little bit. RAISY knew exactly what he was doing, and he looks really strong at the moment. So the thing is I don't know if it's the Knicks pick or what, but Dan's having a really hard time getting in on this heavy. He finally gets in on one, but oh wow.
Okay.
Nice little 85, 90 damage shotgun there. And I think Dan is going to have to play a little bit more aggressive now. Maybe not on this mega, but on the heavies for sure. And RAISY won't let it go. Okay. He doesn't have a railgun here, so... Oh, he does have a railgun. I don't know where he picked that up. Maybe his body, but...
No.
Oh my god.
RAISY was on life support. And he gets the clutch rails out. Oh, and the rocket out of the portal exit.
And look at this. RAISY's got set shots lined up. He knows exactly what Dan's trying to do and where he's moving. So I think that play on heavy before, where Dan sort of did something out of the ordinary, I think he's got to go back to doing more plays like that, like just random plays, aggressive plays. And RAISY's caught without any lightning gun ammo, so he can't take that fight like he wanted to. Gets out though. Now Dan's back on the back foot after that rail. And there's the rocket suicide.
Yeah, tried to go all in with the invis. Maybe if he got the inside out damage, that rocket would have taken a kill, but it
Nice
isn't
try,
so.
Walt.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like music. 3 bops in a row. And then the king has his first frag. The mega health to boot, a light. RAISY. Yeah,
if Dan can get this heavy, I think he's still got a chance here. It's really important he gets this heavy and potentially a frag here.
He did get it.
Missed that rail. Crucial rail to miss. And the orb coming through. Man, that rail would have helped him so much there.
Okay, yeah, then again gets a refrag, but look at RAISY using the machine gun just to pepper dandaking down. Dandaking looking for an angle, but while he was missing, like the machine gun completely opened up that frag.
Dan might drop here now. No, come on, he's got his solo. He's got to know. He wants the frag. He needs frags at the moment while he's this far behind and there's only a little bit of time left. Oh, he might be running around chasing his tail here. Nah, he does manage to catch up to RAISY. So look, this is an interesting dynamic. Now he's going to get this light and he's going to get the heavy, hopefully. RAISY can't really sit on it. And Dan thinks he's hiding, so he's actually leaving the heavy altogether. And he sees it's up. He's going to push it hard. Now he heard the orb.
Shadows hide me.
Honestly, I didn't love the orb play there from RAISY. I thought he could have rocket jumped out of that situation and saved the orb, but he's hit some great damage here, and it's just all gonna mean nothing for Dan in the end. So, and maybe Dan got a little bit greedy there, going for that lightning gun armor instead of just pushing the heavy straight away. And I think that's most likely all she wrote. Cow Theory, how you doing, mate? Thanks for tuning in.
Shoot with it.
Oh, RAISY certainly got over his jet lag.
Yes, he did look good, and he played a lot of those situations almost like he moved Dan where he wanted to move him. You know, he had a lot of set shots lined up. The early skirmishes went his way with the lightning gun as well. So, and he's hitting lots of nice rails. What's the rail accuracy at the moment? 42, 43, so about right. They've both fired around about the same amount of rails as well, so.
Yeah, and
the orb helped a lot.
True, yeah. Yeah, it's just hard for Nex to survive on a map that only has a few lights.
Yes. And Dan will just be warming up his aim for the next map here, or getting as much combat in as he, fighting in as he can, just to get a feel for RAISY, his dodging. You know, you kind of only get one chance to play someone like RAISY, so you really want to figure him out as quick as you can. How does he move? How does he dodge? What guns does he like to choose with, fight with at what ranges and stuff like that. I just think Dan could have played it a little bit different. Very fast start. When's Baxter? He didn't make the trip.
I didn't start this, but you can be sure I'll end it.
All right, so we'll get the map paid out and the predictions paid out, and we'll get the next prediction set up. For those of you just tuning in now, this is the Australian KUACHICON 2022 Melbourne LAN. About 40 Quake Champions players here. We've got a lot of the top dogs: Rafa, RAISY, Kane, Dave, Zenaku's come down. Then we've got the Australian guys like Stage, FraZe, Cam, Knight, and nice turnout, very nice event. And thanks to Artisan for sponsoring the event with mousepad and some money, and obviously Vu, aka KUACHI, who's put up a lot of his own money and a lot of his own time to set this up and really make sure that it's a great event, great venue. Everything feels nice for the players. The actual tournament area itself looks really nice. You know, everyone's got what they want. We've got some kitchen chairs out for people like Cam that don't like the gaming chairs, so they're funny. If we can get those on stream later, that'd be good.
Yeah. Like, they are adjusted to... yeah, well, QuakeCon was in the past very much on those chairs, like the hotel chairs.
Yep, I know some people prefer them. Any lawn chairs? Nah, no lawn chairs.
But yeah, here, like, it's such a great venue. Yeah, I'll try to switch on the venue cam after this match.
Sort it out. Yes, definitely. Thank you, 100% to the sponsors, Artisan and Vu. And even, sorry, I forgot to mention ID Software for granting us the privilege of having a LAN server. Thank you, Sinkera04 and anybody else who made that happen. It's a big game changer. A lot of the guys were a little bit worried about playing online from the cafe, and just having a LAN here just changes the whole game. LAN rockets, boys, they feel different. Trust me.
And the LG.
Lightning gun, apparently. Yeah, apparently the lightning gun.
Or the HMG on Corrupted Keep. It hurts so much.
Yes, online. That's right. Yep.
But yeah, we move on to Corrupted Keep. I've seen RAISY on Scalebearer.
Yes,
Then
and
the king on Anarchy. Oh,
yeah,
this is another. Well, now it's heavy
mate.
versus live.
Yes.
Good luck.
RAISY's keep. Okay, Aaron says RAISY's keep.
Yeah, RAISY on series point. And yeah, today is round robin. Everyone in their own group will play against each other, so they have a nice warm-up time for the brackets tomorrow.
Who are you starting on, Rob?
And I'm dandaking. He needs to come back on this one.
Yep.
Fight.
Alright, so Dan gets the heavy shotgun spawn and aggressive on the lightning gun. Normally they meet at rocket launchers, so Dan's not making that fight. He's taking the lightning gun route instead. Or the biggest stack heavy should win this LG on LG fight. That's why Dan switches out to nail gun, because he knows he can't win a lightning gun fight versus a stacked heavy. And oh, aggressive off the spawn. But most likely they're just going to get each other's items and see where the next fight happens. Maybe around the rocket launcher.
Oh, it is nice that dandaking gets the heavy, but oh, RAISY just upped up LG him down. Oh, he still goes on adventure. One shotgun blast away.
It was a big shotgun from Dan, though. He knows he's going to be low. RAISY's using the movement, Scalebro movement, to get away.
Yeah.
RAISY's quickly stacked back up enough that he can take another fight here. And Dan, he's got to slow it down again. You know, I like the start. He lost out on a couple of those frags by 3 HP. Oh, he's got a big shotgun, and the shotgun seems to be working for him as well. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's just RAISY with the better arsenal. Also walking away with the major items after a fight. The dandaking invested, yeah, 3 frags in getting a refrag, but it did not happen.
Yeah. The thing is the Scalebro movement's so good. RAISY's just using it to get straight to the next HP bubble or the next light armor. And it's like Dan's trying to catch him on a Naki, but the Scalebro movement's just so quick. Especially around a map like this. You don't have to think very much about it. You're just sort of twisting and turning so quickly. And there's an important light that RAISY takes away from Dan, and he's probably going to even deny this light. Yep. And that is just so costly for Dan because now he's got no lights to go to. And look at this. It's just a massive overstack for RAISY, and any gun, he's just going to push so aggressive here, and he's got the charge if he gets in trouble. So it's going to be very hard for Dan here. Look at this. A clean entry. The rockets were okay from Dan after the entry, and but the stack is just too much, and now he's just going to cycle the lights again. He knows the top light and the bottom light up, and he's still got armor to take the bottom light. Dan's going to be here, though. Oh, I can't believe what we just saw there.
Yeah, did he smell him? Or did dandaking made a nose? Yeah.
I think he didn't hear the Anarchy board anywhere, so I think he did smell him.
So dandaking didn't shower this morning. I think that's the problem. He smelled him. But yeah, it would have been a nice trap, but yeah, he still needed 2 or 3 shotgun blasts to get the frag anyway. But it would have been great.
And Dan now's just gone into turbo int mode where he's trying to get this frag. He's trying to chip away. He's trying to get some good damage, so then hopefully he spawns on an item. He does take that heavy away, but I don't think he knows the cycle of the lights still. He might know the top lights up. He's trying to get out his lightning gun room. RAISY's taken a lot of damage though. Wow. Unbelievable amount of damage RAISY took there from the back of the lightning gun.
Yeah, dandaking on the board, but quite low right now.
Yeah, and RAISY knew Mega was going to come up. Dan went for the health bubbles, and then he loses position on Mega.
Yeah.
And RAISY just bullies him off that heavy. And I will say the nail gun's not really working for Dan at the moment. He's gone to it a few times because it does hit nicer on a heavy champion, but it just seems to not be doing the output that he needs. The shotgun seems to be doing very well though, so he's gonna have to move fast if he wants to try to keep this game alive.
Yeah, another major item going to RAISY and another frag.
Yeah. It looks less and less likely the more that the time's playing out. RAISY just still got his foot on the pedal in the driver's seat right now. Dan does steal away that Mega, but just loses it getting pinned there trying to leave.
I will lead the way.
Oh, we do get a heavy steal. Oh, RAISY using the passive, trying to get the frag, but then the king has a shotgun and releases that one in his face.
5-minute warning.
Like,
he's not healthy enough to go for this Mega though.
Yeah. He needs to go for the heavy and then.
Oh, nice little pin.
Nice.
That did work. He might be able to get over to this heavy first. You can see he's taking the shotgun route, so he doesn't get any HMG damage chipped away.
And he has
and he will get the heavy, so. Look, Dan is in a good position to get this next frag. He hits a nice early rocket.
Oh,
nice
great rocket. Nice. The first one was a death sentence.
RAISY's got to be careful not to give away the frags that he just got, the lead that he just got. Oh, the old bait and switch. He baited the charge. Oh, no. He baited the charge, pulled out, drops on the Mega, and then says, I'm not leaving the room. You're not leaving the room either.
Nice. Yeah, momentum back in his court. dandaking gets a tasty heavy though, and a lightning gun. Oh yeah, and he survives.
Interesting, Dan won that. The Mega just spawned. He heard it, so he's coming back. He hears RAISY above him though, so he's going to just get position on heavy here. Although he's lost it because of how quick Scalbro moves. And he's baited out the charge. He did get hit with it still though, but does get the kill. Nice rockets. And Dan has to get this frag here, and he's got to keep pressing the advantages that he has right now, because he does not have a lot of time to work with. So he's got a nice cycle, the light, then the heavy. He's definitely going to get this heavy, and then he has to push again aggressively for the frag. And You know, the thing about pushing aggressive is that you are in a more vulnerable position and you can take a lot more damage and potentially get killed being too aggressive. So you got to balance it out, right? But at the same time, you've got a big lead to catch up. So you have to do something. You got to take a risk somewhere. So RAISY wants this mega. No, he just wants to get a time on it. No, is he going to respect Dan and back off? And Dan now has to use this stack advantage that he's got. Unfortunately, it's a good rocket there from RAISY. So RAISY is still just being around, chipping out damage, making sure that Dan's not totally comfortable pushing aggressive. Dan has to be on hunt mode here. He knows where he is on the jump pad. Gonna maybe try and cut off exits here, but he also knows that if he runs one way, Scale Barrel will just run the other way. So there you go. You can see they're playing the game now. He's trying to think where will RAISY double back to. He knows Mega's up. He really would have liked a bit more damage, but he is going to probably take the Mega and then the Heavy. Yep, and he's cycling around to the Heavy now. Although RAISY is there ready for it. And this is just class play by RAISY. Wasting time. He knows the times on the Mega and the Heavy. He knew that they were about the same time. Dan does get that frag. It was a little bit awkward. He ran out of lightning gun ammo, but he hits a nice exiting rocket. But you would think the clocks maybe beat Dan here. It's going to be very tight if he can keep this up.
Yeah, he does favor the Heavy, which is a great thing to do when you play a light. The Bull Rush does not fully connect. But yeah, he's out of there, and then the King needs to search for RAISY again. So he got 2 major items, but no frag.
And now Dan's just trying to hunt him down. You know, he's got really no time to work with. He might get this frag. Nice. He does catch him off. He's got to push aggressive. It's 4 frags. A minute left. Very, very hard, if not impossible, but he'll make do what he can. And then RAISY will go and take the Heavy like that, and it's basically game over.
Yeah, then the King does have weapon advantage. The full rush is there.
The bull rush, yeah. Garbage time though. Dan had to take a lot more risks because he was down so much, and RAISY used the Scale Bear movement really well this map. Actually, I would say really effective. Wasting time early on. He was cycling the lights, just constantly running away from Dan, stacking back up on the health bubbles and the light armors. Just yeah, nice game from RAISY and his movement. That'll do us. So prediction: RAISY wins.
You lose.
And I see a few more new faces in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Mr. Elsewhere, Flowey, Sarok. Oh, Mustang.
Are Europeans awake? It's
Gizmo. I don't know any of these names. Errolhun.
It's around
Black,
5 o'clock. Good morning, everyone.
Waking up. Well, we've got at least another 5 to 6 more hours of streaming going on, and I think I've seen the schedule. I think Rafa's on a bit later. Maybe Steege is on as well. Be good to see Steege. So the group stage, every match is being played at the